Now, for the first time, we're learning just how widespread the trial and judgments of civilians are in Egyptian military courts. More than 7,000 civilians have been tried since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi issued a decree expanding military court jurisdiction 2 years ago. Well, Nadim Houry is the Deputy Director of the Middle East and North African Division of Human Rights Watch. He joins us now from Beirut in Lebanon. Nadim, thank you very much for your time. Firstly, what are your main concerns about civilians being tried in military courts?
There are two major concerns. First are due process related. Most of these trials, of these 7,400, have been mass trials with minimal due process guarantees, with many defendants telling us that they were tortured and that their confessions were extracted by force. Secondly, international law, including conventions that Egypt has ratified, prohibits the trial of civilians before military courts. So these are both, substantive concerns and also concerns about spreading military influence over civilian affairs in Egypt against international law.
So what justifications are the Egyptian authorities putting forward for taking these measures?
Well, they haven't put out any clear justification. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi expanded the jurisdiction of military courts towards the end of 2014. And that law, which was really a presidential decree, has been used to give military courts jurisdiction over cases that even at the time had already been referred to civilian courts. From our analysis, this looks like an expansion of an attempt to sort of crack down on anyone that the authorities in Egypt do not like. And it's an extension of the ability of military justice, a justice system that the authorities are comfortable with, over people that they do not appreciate.
So what sort of conditions do detainees endure? What are you hearing from people that Human Rights Watch have interviewed?
Yeah. So we've interviewed 7 families and lawyers of people who are currently detained. And what they've told us is 6 out of the 7 complained that they had been subjected to torture after their arrest during interrogation at police stations and at national security offices. Secondly, we've also received information that prisoners who are in the Akrab section of Tora Bora in Egypt have been subject to bad conditions, isolated, not even being able to communicate with the outside world. And this is why they have started a hunger strike for a number of them. But the main concern is really about the initial arrest and also about the trial and due process.
Okay, Nadim Houry, thank you very much for your time.